Sometimes, even when we are surrounded by people, we can feel very lonely and left out, making us feel like we are the only person in the world. Loneliness can be harmful if we don't know how to deal with it. However, we often don't realize that the loneliness that hurts us can be turned into a blessing. Remember, every challenge and hard situation in life can become a blessing if you know how to handle it. In this video, let's talk about how to deal with loneliness and change it into a blessing. To handle loneliness, we first need to understand what causes it. Many people think that loneliness and the pain it brings depend on other people. We feel lonely when people leave us or when we are separated from loved ones. But this isn't always true. Even when we are with family or friends, we can feel lonely because loneliness doesn't come from others or outside things. Listen carefully. Loneliness happens when our interactions with others don't match our desires or expectations. This gap creates a sense of absence and pain. As the Buddha taught, this pain doesn't depend on outside things, but on an inner problem. The Buddha beautifully explains loneliness with this example. Just as a tree, though cut down, grows back if its root remains uncut and firm. In the same way, until the craving that lies dormant is removed, suffering will return again and again. In this example, the Buddha compares loneliness to a tree. If you only cut down the tree from the trunk, it will keep growing back because the roots are still there. Similarly, as long as the root cause of our pain exists, the pain will come back. We have spent our lives trying to get rid of loneliness without fixing its root cause. We must understand that basing our happiness on others and expecting them to always meet our expectations will not work. This unrealistic expectation creates pain and loneliness. Loneliness doesn't come from outside things, but from the desires and expectations we hold. Luckily, this means we can change loneliness into a blessing. To do this, we need to change how we see loneliness. Consider this story. Before the Buddha became enlightened, the Buddha practiced self-mortification or self-punishment. Self-mortification was an accepted way of achieving elevated states of being in the Buddha's time, and that is why he pursued them on his path of seeking liberation, helped by 5 monks who hoped he would reach enlightenment and teach them. When the Buddha realized that self-mortification and self-punishment wouldn't lead to enlightenment, he stopped. Disappointed, the monks left him, and the Buddha was alone in the jungle. Despite their departure, the Buddha wasn't lonely. The silence and solitude allowed him to focus on himself and his thoughts. When we feel lonely, it's a chance to focus on ourselves. Being alone gives us the time to be with our own thoughts. When surrounded by others, we often don't have the chance to be with ourselves. Loneliness provides the time and opportunity to look inward, think about ourselves, and grow. By seeing loneliness as a chance to focus on our inner values and training our inner voice to think, "I'm not lonely, I'm alone, and this is my chance to focus on my inner self," we can build our inner strength. This way of thinking helps us develop good habits and a better personality. Understand that loneliness is not always pain. It's an opportunity to build a better life. Use this time to practice self-love, self-kindness, and self-improvement. By understanding and embracing this approach, loneliness can become a blessing, and you'll eventually be grateful for the growth it brought you. Focus on yourself and create a better life. I hope this video added value to your life. If it did, please like and subscribe so we can continue this mindful journey together. It not only supports the channel, but it also lets me know I'm on the right track to bringing you more content that matters. Thanks for watching.